All right. So this is Homeroom with Smooth, episode number 136. And I know you guys love seeing my face. Kind of, sort of. Anyway, if you're listening on YouTube and Spotify, eh, if you're listening on YouTube, like, comment, and subscribe, please. Thank you so much. If you are if you're listening on on whatever podcast platform you so choose, okay? I need you to, what I'm saying, leave us a review, hit the like button, what I'm saying, like it, hit the heart or follow it, follow our podcast. Like it really helps out a lot. Thank you, thank you, thank you, and thank you. So, anywho, leave a review too. I don't know if I said that, but leave a review, rate us, give us 5 stars, help a brother out. All right. So, anyway, to get into this, so here are my five, like my top five right now. Okay, my top five. It's a list of 10. Okay, it's actually a list of 10. All right. So I have things ranked in 10, but 10 ends up being a much longer video. So right now, for the first one, you're going to get five. And then for when I come back and I do number two of this, you're going to get the other five. Excuse me. Oh my God. So here we are. So listen, number one, number one problem with the world, okay? Number one thing with the world, corporate greed, okay? Corporate greed. These oil companies, in addition to, like, which is why we have the crazy gas prices we do, in addition to like uh like companies like Tesla trying to get all their employees to come back to work. Amazon's doing the same things. Google's doing the same thing. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, why do you want all these people to have to come to work? You know what I'm saying? And there's these gas prices are high. If anything, you give your employees some relief and let them stay at home if they can do their job from home. Like if the job's getting done, what's the problem? Right? And so the main thing the main thing is with that is that corporate greed is now set up to where this is going to be kind of a little bit more conspiracy theory wise, but it's but it's factually true. I believe I fully believe this is factually true, that basically right now the system that we have right now is basically financial slavery, right? If they get you to drive to work, you know what I'm saying, if you're driving to work, guess what else you got to do while you drove to work? More than likely you're going to eat out, right? You're going to eat out, which takes more money away from you. Basically they want to keep you as close to the bottom as possible. They want you to not have time on your hands, not have time. They want you to lose time, because the more time you have to yourself, the more time that you potentially have to invest in yourself or invest in your children, you know what I'm saying, to push them forward. And they are doing this as a way of competitiveness, in a way of to compete unfairly and to keep you down and to keep you working for them, because people are just leaving jobs. People are just leaving because they know they don't need this. Like, I don't have to do this. I can do something else, you know? And that scares them. And that scares them. And then finding more they have to find more employees, and it messes up their efficiency, which hurts their bottom line, because if they're not producing as much product, if they're not providing the great amount of customer service or whatever, to where they're losing customers, it's not good for them. It's not good for them. They want to circulate their money between themselves. You know what I'm saying? The people at the top, they don't care about us in particular. Also with corporate greed, like it just really ties into just like depravity. Like they do things at their level that are just, and the way businesses act are just completely heartless. I mean, like, excuse me, you look at something like, as harmless as a mobile game like Diablo Immortal. That game is literally set up to have to spend I believe it's $500,000. 500,000 when it's all said and done. Like, the low end, I believe, is 110K. But the high end, you could literally spend $500,000 in that game just to get a fully kitted out build, just because of the odds and how they have it stacked up against you to get those things and the legendary gem system and all that, you know. And it's not enough for them to just sell you the game. But in their defense, they didn't sell the game; it's free. But they literally set it up to where your progression structure is like impossible. Like there's a guy on Twitch right now streaming Diablo Immortal, and he's literally showing like how hard it is to level up and grind without paying a single dime. He has not paid anything. I forget what level he was or is currently at or stuck at. Um but that's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. Also, um they're just they're just cruel. It's cruel, it's unusual, and corporations need to be stopped being treated as people. And that's where I'm gonna leave. That's where I'm gonna leave number one. But that's number one. Number two, environmental damage. Okay. That's where the title of this podcast came from. Okay. Because we continuously are getting hotter and hotter on average. Okay. Hotter and hotter on average. Yes, it's soaring fuel prices helping push people to electric vehicles. Absolutely. Which is great. But we still have problems with what we do with the what we do with materials, okay? What we do with materials, because the way that we treat the earth, okay, is not good. Okay, we just extract everything. We're not really even like recycling or putting things back in like we should. Like the number of trees that we plant, like it's not it's not going to be enough. Do you know how long it takes to grow a tree? Like how long it really takes to grow a tree? And y'all think this is like the level of deforestation we are doing is not good. The amount of waste that's in the ocean is not good. Okay, we almost don't even have a coral reef anymore just because of the sheer heat. Because of the heat, polar ice caps are melting, sea levels rising, unprecedented levels. Because we don't want to stop. We don't want to stop. We don't want to actually fully invest in pushing ourselves forward into a positive direction. Into a positive direction. And yes, I realize that electric vehicles have their problem with range, and they also have their problem with like the batteries. The battery is the real killer. The battery is the real killer because of what it uses and how toxic it is for the environment. Like to be properly disposed of, it's rough. It's rough to properly dispose of that. And I think honestly, with that, we should we need to go another way about it. We have to do something different. We have to do something different. We have to I don't even know what direction we can go because we're gonna need a battery either way it goes. Like we're gonna need some fuel source to burn and convert into energy. You know what I'm saying, for our vehicles. And so like solar cars sound good, but it only keeps going for so long, you know? Like I've even thought of a car that was like solar and also like wind powered at the same time, and like as it drives, the wind would charge the car. I had an early concept design for that, but I just stopped drawing and caring about that project because I just realized that when I was a kid, I realized like the world doesn't care. They're just gonna keep doing terrible things to the environment as long as it, which ties back to corporate greed, does not affect their bottom line. They're gonna keep doing it. They're gonna keep doing it for as long as they can do it, which is trash. Okay, absolutely trash. Number three, facts do not matter. Okay, facts don't matter. You want to know how I know facts don't matter? Want to know how I know facts don't matter? This pandemic shows me facts don't matter. the way people react on the internet to things so fast without reading anything points all of that out. We need to get back to a fact-based society, okay? Like, we cannot continue to live in this feeling world, okay? We need to get back to a facts-based society. We need to do studies on things before we just start widely implementing them in society, okay? We need to do real study, peer-reviewed, like people working together to actually get to the bottom of these issues, not just, okay, well, uh these people agree with it, so I agree with it too, and just pushing out some mess without actually having seen what the long-term effects is of it, and yeah, one of my thing is that I'm avidly just against this one thing, just this one thing: hormone blockers for kids. That's my one hormone blockers for kids, because we just started doing that, and there has not been enough research, okay, to support doing that. We know that it causes, you don't get proper bone density without going through puberty. We know, like, um, it affects your ability to get an orgasm, and then, like, there's a couple other things as well that it literally, it stunts. I believe it stunts growth and stuff too. It's like, there's no positive. There's no positive to using hormone blockers. Like, none. Like, none. Just go through the natural steps of evolution, as you should. Well, not evolution, but your body should. Okay? Just do it. Just do it, because we haven't studied it long enough. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a YouTuber, I believe, um but back in the day, he where in okay. All right. Sorry. Sorry. I was looking for my drink. I need a sip of something real quick. Sorry about that, guys. All right, so there's a YouTuber, right? He wanted to get a sex change, but he couldn't get a sex change because he started hormone blockers too soon. So that's he didn't go through puberty enough to get a large to where his you know didn't grow enough to where they could actually turn it into a you know like so I don't know what I can and can't say, so I just I'm gonna say it like that. Like, he had his male part did not grow enough to become the female part, because all they do is turn it inside out. It's wild procedure, like wild. Like, I watched the scientific version, so it wasn't like graphic. It was just like showing them turning the what they do with the muscles and all that, and how they like shape it and all that. And I was like, oh my god, this is sick. Like, it's ridiculously sick. I was scared. Uh, yeah, it hurt. It hurt. It hurt me to watch, because it's like you see them slicing the penis in half. It's like, ah, ah. But anyway, yeah, that's just one thing, just off the rip. I can't till they fully understand something before they start doing it in children. They don't even fully know the ramifications of it in adults. Excuse excuse me, let alone to start doing it in children. And there's several countries that stopped doing it. That's just one thing. The COVID and mask things, and not wearing masks, and whether it helps or not helps, and um uh like different like things where it's like, oh, this paper was fake and blah blah blah. Like, people weren't even reading medical papers. People don't want to believe the people that are um they went to school for that. Like, they know that stuff. They don't want to believe them at all. Um and science is a I'm trying to think of the right word for it. It's a practicing it's like you practice, you learn and you grow. You go through the scientific process, and sometimes they find out like, oh, okay, this isn't quite what this is. This is actually what it is. You have to give them time to learn it. You can't just like, oh, what you said didn't really work. I'm gonna say you're a liar now, and I'm not gonna believe anything else you have to say. Like, no, like they have to try some things first. You know what I'm saying? Try some things. Um, but anyway, I'm gonna leave facts don't matter right there. Um, number four, number four is child poverty. Okay, we as a nation are too rich to be having children in poverty. Like poverty shouldn't even exist. Poverty only exists because of tie it back to number one, corporate greed. Excuse me. And I just want all kids to be able to get, what I'm saying, good meals every day, you know, be able to eat, be able to have clean water. I'm looking at you, Flint, Michigan. And be able to just, exist. And I mean, child poverty on a global scale, like it even shouldn't exist there. You know what I'm saying? There are ways to build up the infrastructure. People are talking about, oh, we just want to pay for food and buy food and have the food get dropped off. No, 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 no. That doesn't even make sense. Like, support the local economy, build it up to where they can actually produce their own food correctly without having to buy food from somebody else. Um, and I'm going to get into that also in the exploitation of, because the last point is exploitation of Africa. Um, the child poverty part, like all you see is these kids on these channels. Na, 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 it's like the super sad song. Like I'm like, yo, that mess hurts. That song hurts to hear every time. Matter of fact, hold on. No, I'm not gonna play it right now. But yeah, that song is crazy. You know what? You know what? You know what? I am finna play that song. Let's see where we at. Where we at? Yeah, in honor of the yes, that's the song they play all the time, all the freaking time. Yes. Okay, I can only play little bits because I'm not trying to get no more copyright anything. Um, but anyway, yes, in the arms of an angel. It's out of control. Like, and then you give these nonprofits all this stuff, right? These nonprofits have collected so much money, and all they do is give them food, and then they collect big checks for themselves. You know what I'm saying? Like these organizations, like they do some stuff, they do good stuff, but they don't do enough. They don't do nearly enough. They almost have the same issue that I have with with a lot of churches, but I'm gonna get into that later. Okay, that's lower on my list. That might be in part two. That's probably gonna be in part two. Um, like where does the money go? But anyway, uh, child poverty in closing should not exist. Okay, should not exist. There's corporate greed, a lot of corporate greed. All right. So anyway, point number five, most important. Well, it's not the most important, but it's the most near and dear to my heart. The exploitation of Africa. Okay, Africa should be should be rich, but they shouldn't even have child poverty, honestly. With all the resources and all that stuff that they have, because of corporate greed. Okay, all ties back to corporate greed. All of this stuff ties back to corporate greed in some way, some way, shape, form, or fashion. Okay, all ties back to corporate greed. Okay, Africa has the most resources. Period. Period. But they don't make no money on their stuff because they literally are out like selling their land to other corporations to be able to come in there and give their people like minimum below minimum wage jobs and exploit and get the resources, whether it's diamonds, uh whether it's diamonds, uh hold on, diamonds, um sil- uh superconductors for your computers and all that. That comes out of Africa. They be mining for that stuff in Africa. Um, like poaching, which goes back into environmental damage, like killing elephants and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Lions and all that stuff, just because, basically just because. Like, you know what I'm saying? No, it is just because. Like, you don't need to be over there killing them animals. Like, you have a gun, fam. Impress me. Go after it with a spear. Go after it with a sword and a shield. You know what I'm saying? Impress me. You know what I'm saying? You shot it with a gun. You weak. You weak. That's why every time I see where a poacher or hunter gets killed by the animals that they were hunting, I love it. I love it. I love it. I live for it. I live for it. I'm like, yeah, deserved. Well deserved. Leave the environment alone. Okay. Africa should be rich. Okay. As a whole continent, should be very rich, but they continuously are exploited for their resources um, by the bigger powers in the world. And I would just love to see a day when Africa, the nations, band together and go, you know what? Nah, we not taking this no more. Y'all not getting nothing else. But I'm afraid of what will happen to them when they do that, because they're not they're not gonna go for that. They're not gonna go for that. They're not gonna go for what we gotta pay you, what we're supposed to for this. You know, they don't want to do that. They don't want to do that. They're afraid of that. Um, but yeah, I really want to see Africa thrive and win. But anywho, um, yeah, this has been episode 136. The world is on fire. Like, comment, and subscribe, and all that. And again, number one was corporate greed. Number two was environmental damage. Number three was facts don't matter. Number four was child poverty. And number five was the exploitation of Africa. Y'all have a good one. I'm out.